I live in Minnesota. How's it going, guys? It's Chad here from Lou Tunes, and welcome to another... Hey, what's this? Oh, it's one of my old Gundam Wing VHS tapes. Oh man, I used to be obsessed with this series.
Strange. From your past videos, it would appear that you dislike anime.
Well, Gretel, that's a common misconception. If you're a regular viewer here, or just someone who stops in from time to time, you'll probably think that I hate anime, but that couldn't be further from the truth. I actually really love anime. I just don't talk about it here on the channel for a few different reasons, and I'll touch on those later. But for today, let's depart from the world of Western animation and fly on over to Japan and the world of anime.
I can't wait. Your viewers will sure be disappointed if you botch this one.
Well, you really know how to bring the mood down, don't you, Gretel? I'm really excited now. Well, I am really excited. Let's get into the list. And, what would an anime be without a super awesome intro? Anime is filled with some outstanding storytelling and art, and it can kind of go places that a lot of Western cartoons can't go, and I really enjoy that about anime. Let's face the facts, guys. I'm not an anime expert. I mean, there's a reason my channel isn't themed around anime. When it comes to Western animation in film and on television, by and large, I'm pretty well versed in most things from the late 80s up until now. With anime, that's not the case. However, I am a really big fan of anime, and I have seen a decent amount of it. If you're interested in exactly which animes I have seen, I posted a list over on my Facebook page so you guys can see all of the anime, TV shows, and movies that I have seen thus far. So, if you're an anime superfan and you've seen every single anime out there, and you won't be happy if you don't see a certain character or a certain show, then, this might not be the best list for you to watch. This is just a list of my personal favorites based on my personal experience. So, with that said, let's get into it.
I'll take good care of them.
Let me introduce myself. The name's Brock. Do you believe in love at first sight? Or shall I walk past you again? Smell my fresh breath, Nurse Joy. It's as sweet as you are.
You might want a mint.
Oh, Pokemon. So cute and adorable. Oh, jeez! I get it. Pokemon may not be the most legit anime out there, but it was truly the first anime that I was ever really into. Even as a kid, I got the very first episode of Pokemon sent to me randomly on VHS in the mail. This is a part of their push to get this stuff popular in America, sending out the first episode way ahead of time. And if you can imagine being a 10-year-old and just randomly seeing this, well, it's pretty strange, but it was really awesome. Although they did feel the need to play these really weird commercials out front. For instance, Kimba, the lion story which apparently Lion King ripped off. Also, this weird commercial where a bus driver tries to smash all of the Pokemon in a trash compactor. Yes, that is one way to market your Pokemon VHS tape. So after that, Pokemon exploded in popularity, and I was fully immersed. The Game Boy games, the cards, and especially the show. I used to rush home after school every day just to watch it, and eat a disgustingly large bowl of Captain Crunch in the process. Guys, it doesn't cut the roof of your mouth. It's a good cereal. Now, when it comes to the characters, there's not necessarily a lot of, say, developed characters to choose from, but I certainly have a clear favorite, and that would have to be Brock. In between Misty's annoying fits and Ash's foolish poke habits, as I call them. Hey Ash, stop giving away all your cool Pokemon. Anyways, in between those two, there was the pervy yet lovable Brock. Take notes, Jiraiya. Try as he might with Jenny and Joy, Brock is certainly persistent in his quest with the ladies, and if he wasn't hitting on one of these two, well, he's pretty much game to hit on any girl they cross paths with. Brock brought a great comedic side to the show, and I actually really liked his signature Pokemon too. The arc with him getting Vulpix was really awesome. The guy whose Poke identity was all about these tough rock-type Pokemon, and then he gets this cute little Vulpix. And in my opinion, the future generations of the show never really managed to feature a main supporting character as unique or memorable as Brock. I admire your persistence, Brock. Hang in there. You'll get the girl someday.
Would you go out with me? Oh!
Get lost, loser. I only care about my bike and my gang.
Is that a no?
Well, maybe not.
Eat up. This dish is best when hot. And sir, my name's Sanji. I'm the sous chef. All the waiters ran off as of yesterday.
Alright guys, it's time to finally decide which is the best of the big three. No, I'm totally just kidding. In fact, I wouldn't touch this issue with a 200,000 mile long power pole. However, I do want to mention that some people think shonen is absolute crap, and I'm just not one of those people. I actually really like it. So expect a fair amount of it on this list.
Believe it!
Thanks, Naruto. Now, where was I? Ah, yes. I'll admit, I have not seen all of One Piece.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
But I have seen quite a bit from the early stuff, and the thing I really enjoyed about One Piece was watching Luffy's team come together on his quest to become king of the pirates. And though cheesy it may be, I can't pretend that I haven't gone all out singing the theme song alone in my car. That legendary place at the end of the map reveals it's only legendary till someone proves it. So while gathering fellow crew members, we meet Sanji. Certainly an enduring character throughout One Piece, as I understand. Upon meeting him, he's a noble cook, never refusing a meal to a hungry passerby. His main dream is to find the All Blue and make some of the most exotic and rare seafood dishes of his culinary dreams. And lest we forget, this dude can brawl. Decked out in a full suit and his crazy curly eyebrows, Sanji fights primarily with kicking, not wanting to risk his hands as they are his valuable chef tools. And he's got some pretty sweet moves. But what I love the most about Sanji is the way he goes from the suave cool guy trope that we've seen so many times to the crazy goofball in a matter of seconds. And I absolutely love the rivalry between he and Zoro. It's always gold watching these two butt heads. I'll admit, Zoro was a close competitor for this spot, but in the end, I had to go with Sanji as my favorite One Piece character.
That's the best compliment anyone's ever given me! I'm so happy I can kiss you!
Hello, can I help you?
Huh?
If you can't, it certainly wouldn't surprise me.
Seto Kaiba! Kaiba? Doesn't he have a big fancy company to run? What's he doing down here?
Not that it's any of your business, but I came to see the card.
When I watch back Yu-Gi-Oh!, it's easy for me to tell that this is pretty geared towards kids. The dialogue is packed full of cheesy groaner moments that would really only pass with a younger audience, like this one.
Maybe we could all duel together sometime.
Me? Duel you? I would have more of a challenge playing solitaire.
Or, of course, this one.
Well, let's start by checking your Joey. Huh? Okay.
Yu-Gi-Oh!, much like Pokemon, was a show that I grew up with, and for me, it seemed to have a coolness that Pokemon didn't have. And as a pretty terrible player of Magic the Gathering at the time, this show was right up my alley. And the most memorable character for me, personally, was the anti-hero, Seto Kaiba. And let's be honest, guys, he deserves a spot on this list for his trenchcoat game alone. I mean, this guy's trench coat game is real strong. I'm looking to up my own trench coat game personally, but, it's something you have to work towards over a long period of time. There's practice, there's hours, there's tears involved. Kaiba is kind of that classic anti-hero. Sometimes he's helping Yugi and company, but oftentimes he's battling against him. And these battles were some of the most tense and fun to watch. With 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons in tow and his over-the-top, arrogant speeches, Kaiba is by far my favorite duelist to watch, and a most memorable part of the series. I was surprised to discover that some form of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is actually still airing. I turned on my TV one morning and Yu-Gi-Oh! Was on. Except now it's some kind of cyber motorcycle war. So, yeah?
Listen, Miria.
Yes, Isaac?
Make sure not to draw any attention to ourselves.
Just act normal. Move slow and steady like a regular person.
That's it, Dollface. Smooth as butter and jam.
Baccano! Where the hell do I begin? Well, Baccano is an ensemble story which largely takes place on a train. Now, this is your classic gangster story, complete with gambling, crime, torture, alchemy, point-blank child face shooting, squashing mice with hammers. Okay, yeah, this is totally not your classic gangster story. Let's just say Baccano is your classic gangster story with a twist. And amidst all this craziness, we find Isaac and Miria, 2 hapless, optimistic, and hilarious criminals. They're on a robbery tour across the nation, though their robbery style is certainly unique. They can often be found in some of the silliest costumes imaginable to perform these heists. Usually Isaac will go off on these grand speeches with Miria looking on in agreement and amazement. Oh, and then this.
I don't know what that means, but it's incredible!
Don't worry, folks. They're immortal. Yes, indeed. Leave it to these 2 kooks to accidentally turn themselves immortal. It's true, Baccano is a hard story to explain at a glance like this, but the fact that Isaac and Miria were somehow able to turn themselves immortal and remain glorious thieves throughout the decades just speaks to how incredible and awesome and hilarious and lovable Isaac and Miria actually were. Are.
If you dare rat us out.
If you rat us out,
Lights out!
lights out!
Can you come with me to the office, sir? We have some questions.
Like what? Bad move.
You punk!
Come on, guys. I like the fitness program here. It's a good workout.
Spike Spiegel is one of the most famous and beloved anime characters of all time. Spike is such a universally awesome character that I'd be surprised not to find him on anyone's list of favorites, because there's just so much to like about him. From his slick, flowing fighting style to his cool-as-ice personality, and we of course can't forget that Spike has some of the coolest lines in anime. Well, maybe not as cool as this guy has.
Don't crap your pants if you see a vampire out there.
Get lost. You wouldn't recognize a goddamn vampire if one jumped up and bit you on the end of your fucking dick. So just get off my back.
Spike is kind of like the embodiment of pure coolness in anime, and I absolutely loved Steve Bloom's performance for him. And yes, I do watch dubbed anime. Not that I find it superior to the subs, but it's just the way that I prefer to watch it. I'm really interested in the voice actors that provide all the voices here in North America for our cartoons, and I love hearing the performances in anime in my own native tongue. Oh, by the way, I Know That Voice is an awesome documentary about the voicing industry, which you should check out if you have any interest in voice acting or that whole process. But back to Spike. Spike's relaxed attitude and his skills in combat and some sneaky gambling made it easy to understand why I saw so much love for Spike Spiegel across the board once I actually got around to watching this series. I mean, I found myself rewinding scenes just to watch Spike fight. It's kind of mesmerizing. I've still got to check out the Cowboy Bebop movie, but from what I hear, it's pretty good, and I don't expect Spike to let me down, so I think there's just one thing left to say. See you, Space Cowboy.
What?
What the? A craft user? A replacement.
It appears that the result of the Ring of Ogam has been rewritten into Sieg. This is my field.
Witch hunting. No, not that kind of witch hunting. So, this isn't one of my favorite animes, but it has a really sentimental place for me. It was the very first anime that I sought out to watch that wasn't, on TV or Toonami or anything like that. I said, I'd like to watch more anime. So I went to this really cool comic book / anime video rental place on my college campus, and I picked up Witch Hunter Robin basically at random. So, like I said, it's not the best series, but it was pretty cool and has a really neat twist towards the end. The theme tune alone is enough to check this out. It's actually not the intro or credits song, both of which are okay, but this is just a theme that plays inside the show, usually attached to Robin, like when she enters a scene or something like that, and I simply fell in love with this song. It's kind of nice, right? So anyways, the plot of Witch Hunter Robin is basically about a world where small teams of humans try to hunt witches. Well, witches in this are more like mutants with strange powers. Powers like curling your body into a ball and warping them into another dimension. Those kind of powers. So this leads me to Robin. She's assigned to help a smaller witch hunting team who doesn't kill witches but captures them. Robin is a huge asset here because she's a craft user and can summon fire, deflect bullets, and lots of other cool stuff. Robin may not be the cool, classic type of badass like Spike Spiegel, but she definitely has her own subdued, innocent badassness to her, which makes her really unique. I also appreciate that she doesn't depend on sex appeal like many other anime female leads. In fact, Robin may be one of the most clothed anime female leads I can think of. Not that it really matters at all. Additionally, Witch Hunter Robin does depend heavily on some old anime corner cutting, like using a still frame of someone's body with nothing but their mouth moving.
Of course, we know that's impossible, don't we?
It's most likely the perpetrator coming to a realization about his powers.
So Nishiyama and Higashi have the same powers?
Yes, they have the same powers.
Yes, we all recognize this trick, but even that aside, Witch Hunter Robin was a very important anime for me personally, and Robin herself was a really fun protagonist to follow throughout that story. And with that, we wrap up the first third of the top 20 favorite anime characters countdown. So that will do it for part 1 of the countdown, and in keeping with our journey to talk about Japanese animation, I figured I would indulge in some of my other favorite Japanese imports. For starters, I'm gonna take a bit of a sushi break. I live in Minnesota. How's it going, guys? It's Chad here from Lou Tunes, and welcome to another... Hey, what's this? Oh, it's one of my old Gundam Wing VHS tapes. Oh man, I used to be obsessed with this series.
Strange. From your past videos, it would appear that you dislike anime.
Well, Gretel, you know, that's a common misconception. If you're a regular viewer here, or just someone who stops in from time to time, you'll probably think that I hate anime. But that couldn't be further from the truth. I actually really love anime. I just don't talk about it here on the channel for a few different reasons, and I'll touch on those later. But for today, let's depart from the world of Western animation and fly on over to Japan and the world of anime.
I can't wait. Your viewers will sure be disappointed if you botch this one.
Well, you really know how to bring the mood down, don't you, Gretel? I'm really excited now. Well, actually, I am really excited. Let's get into the list. And, what would an anime be without a super awesome intro? Anime is filled with some outstanding storytelling and art, and it can kind of go places that a lot of Western cartoons can't go, and I really enjoy that about anime. Let's face the facts, guys. I'm not an anime expert. I mean, there's a reason my channel isn't themed around anime. When it comes to Western animation in film and on television, by and large, I'm pretty well versed in most things from the late 80s up until now. With anime, that's not the case. However, I am a really big fan of anime, and I have seen a decent amount of it. If you're interested in exactly which animes I have